Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited to do a Hobonichi Cousin walkthrough for September. I continue to absolutely love this journal, and really it's just the absolute best because I always seem to find a little bit of time to play in it, you know, whether it's with my markers or my pens. It's just, I love it. I can't get enough of it. So for September, I took a while to finish a few pages. Like I had the post-it notes. You remember I was talking about those. Let me flip to a page in November. Let's see. Oh, this one. So I have like all the notes, but I just haven't finished writing it out. And like 1 word, 2 word, they really help me to finish it. And I don't know, I just love seeing a finished page, but I'm working on letting that go. I think there's 1 page in September where I didn't write much. But anyways, let's get into sharing September. So I did not put anything here. I could have, you know, like I say every month I could have. October I did. I'll give you a little sneak peek of October. I had a bunch of extra like memes, and I just put them right there. Okay, so I open up with September feels like a quote. I think it's 1 word and 1 word wellness. So I included that, and then saying hello to the Burr months, and a currently list what I was reading and the different things that I was filming for the All About Me series. This was a fun page to make with this printable kit from a creator named Julia Plan to Create. I will link it in the description box. I'm hoping she makes like a winter or holiday theme because I loved it. I printed some of it on clear sticker paper and just had fun using it. I talked about the pretzel saga because it was an absolute pain in the rear because something happened with the dough and it stuck to me and I could not get it off. So my son got some photos, which I love. They're hilarious. I talked about my kids at school, and then I just talked about how this Tuesday felt like a Monday, and it was a case of the grumps. On the 4th, I got an amazing package from my friend Erica, who sent me a life-size skeleton. So I, of course, went all out with my page, had 2 huge photos. I stamped Happy Mail, grabbed some happy stickers and skull stickers, and I even stamped Stella, because that's the name that my daughter came up with, and just wrote all about it. For here, I just talked about how I was finished at the particular school that I was at and how my husband brought me lunch. I was listening to Dolly Parton's memoir, which was really fun to listen to, and I really enjoyed it. She narrates it, and it's almost like an interview, and then she talks about the reasoning and the stories behind all of her songs, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. This photo popped up on my time hop, and it's one of my all-time favorites, so I had to print it and add it into my journal. The next day, Friday, I went on a hike with my husband, and I loved this quote, so I decided to play off of that and also adding in some green because of the Once More with Love stickers right there. So I just did lots of stamping in 2 different spots, and I think it turned out really fun. Okay, this is a doodle of my husband, and it cracks me up, but I love it. It's fantastic. So I used a ton of the Coffee Monster Co. stickers, washi, to add to this fun page about Saturday and breaking it into different sections to talk about what went on during the game. I had FaceTimed my husband so he could see part of the game, so that's why I had to doodle that. Doodle the car, because we drove there. Also doodled a table because I went to dinner with my friend, and I love doodling, and I always forget to do it, but I love it. And then I've got talking about a book and journal and planner time, and then a library visit right there. Then we go to Sunday, and I talked about how on Sundays it feels like it's my last chance to get everything done, and I always put a lot on my to-do list, and I try to get as much as I can done. There was also some homework grumps, and then my daughter and her friend were trying to bake, and it was pretty chaotic and funny, so I had to talk about that. On Monday, I went back to the school that I love, and I was thrilled. I also talked about how I walked a ton of steps and how we're on the 17th day of school and I'm back at my school. These were some really old stickers from According to Allie, and I finished up the sticker sheet by using them. Next up is this day, day 2 at my school, and I talked about what I did. I also bought a printer, and in kindergarten, they were learning about colors, and so the staff would wear one particular color every day, and this particular day was purple. So I decided to have some fun with my Pip Sticks sticker book and just add in a bunch of stickers here. I also added in a menu, which is something I do every week, but I always forget to add it in here. Okay, so this is the day where I didn't write a lot, but I let it go. I didn't try to fill it in, I just let it go. I put what a day and then talked about what went on there. And then I talked about how Mondays are usually the busiest days, but today it was Wednesday. It was like wacky Wednesday. So it was bananas. This one is for Thursday, and I actually really love how this one is like mostly black and white. I talked about what went on during school and what I did during work, helping a kid solve a basketball dilemma. I sent my husband a to-do list, and then I did some currentlies right there. Over here, I found this really amazing illustration. I want to say her name is Lydia Jean, but if I will link it in the description box, but I love her artwork, and she had Happy Friday the 13th, so I decided to do 13 stories from the day and use my Tombow markers to make the little circles that, you know, that way it'll coordinate with the image. And these pieces are just die cuts from Allie Edwards. Then we move into the weekend, and I started the weekend taking care of my plants, so I added in a little paragraph or a little bit about that along with some stickers. And then since it was such a busy day, I made a collage and then just added it right there, and I love how that turned out. Also used some Coffee Monster Co. stickers, and I think the fork and knife are actually Once More with Love, but use those as kind of like my bullet points for what I was talking about. I had stuck this 3x4 journaling card in the September section a long time ago, and I didn't know what I was going to use it for, but I decided this is the halfway point for September, so why don't I just do, you know, the top five things at this moment? So that's what I did. Put a piece of paper that coordinated with this collection from Mandy Ford, and I didn't write anything on it. I had fun doodling. This was actually from a illustration that I had shared on Instagram, and so I just copied the illustration and then talked about what filled up my cup today. Also talked about the weather and how it felt like fall, and that we tried a new recipe, and also a hilarious moment. Moving on to the 16th, again, talking about the weather. I'm telling you guys, in my area of California, it feels like summer will never end. And we are now at the end of October, and I think we are just now finally getting fall temperatures. So it feels like this was the summer that would never end. So that's why there's a lot of weather talk. So I got that here, and then it was International Dot Day, and my shirt had this design on it. So I decided to try to copy it, and I'm not sure if I like how it turned out, but you know, it's there, and I wasn't gonna, you know, erase it or try to redo it. It's there. I also didn't really like how this page turned out, but you know, it is what it is. I have these awesome stickers from QuirkyHeart Designs, my friend Michelle, and I think the reason I gravitated toward them is because my daughter and I were watching an animal documentary, but I don't know, I just felt like the overall design wasn't working for me. But I did stories from the day and then a screenshot of a text from my husband. Now, day in the life, that was the 18th, and I took absolutely no notes on the day of, so I filled this in afterwards. And when I do go to put the project together, which is a scrapbooking project from Allie Edwards, where you document a day in your life, I will have to probably just lean heavily on photos because I didn't take a lot of notes, but it is what it is. Over here, I wanted to use up these 2 stickers from like a sampler or something. So I used those, and then 2 labels from another shop, LA Florals. I love her labels because I can stamp on them. And then I just talked about 4 different stories in the different boxes. Another list, a random list of stuff. This page actually sat empty for a while and I wasn't sure what I was gonna put on it. I had stamped all these flowers, I'd put in this box, and then I'd stuck a Post-it note, and I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't sure. So I just decided to go with a bullet point list. This one was really fun. I just had this idea in my head to document the different places I've traveled to take my son to his comp soccer games, because I'm really proud of myself for getting out of my comfort zone and driving him. So I talked about that there, and also included some packaging from my daughter's fancy soap bombs, because my daughter completed a chart and that was her reward. On the 22nd, we went to a reptile show. I could not find a sticker to buy at the show, so I just printed this from the website. So that was really fun to include. And then this Hello Fall, I put that there because this was the first official day of fall, and I talked about the 5 things that I was looking forward to. This page starts the new week, and I came up with 2 new things to add as like stats or just fun little things to add. So today's notification, I kept track of the different notifications on my phone and then wrote the list. And then I kept track of where I went in the car during the week. So school drop-offs, school pickups, kid activities, and home for lunch. And then just included this printed quote. And then the pumpkins are from QuirkyHeart Designs. The 24th, I had extra time in the morning. My husband took the kids, so I got to make my hair super fancy for picture day, and I doodled my lanyard. I just love it. She's so cute. Looks just like me. And then I did some journaling about the behind the scenes video. And over here, I used some really old Happy Planner stickers right here and here and here, and just played off of that to talk about today. And I used that as my jumping off point. I know Allie Edwards talks about that jumping off point, so today was my jumping off point. And then I finally finished this book called The Lost Story. It took me 8 days. There is no book that takes me 8 days. And so I should have given up on the book a while ago. Shouldn't have made it go on for 8 days. For the 26th, again, getting excited about the weather and how I needed a sweater. I used a die cut from a Mandy Ford collection. And then I did a to-do list for my husband and for me. And then I talked about how I got my first spooky haul from the library. It was also National Daughters Day, so I included a photo of my daughter. On Friday, it was color run at my school, so I did a fun, colorful title here, and then just played off of that by highlighting some of the other little places that I had different things to talk about. On the 28th, my son had a soccer tournament, and I had got this really fabulous photo, so I decided to just use bright green and this washi tape, and also talk about my son for National Sons Day. Over here, I had this little screenshot that says Party Hard, and she has all her planner supplies and some music. So I decided to use that as kind of my color scheme. Talked about a weekly recap, and also my daughter and her friend got to bake again, and it was chaotic again. It was pretty hilarious. But thankfully, the brownies, this time it was brownies. I think the first time they baked, it was snickerdoodles, I believe. This time was brownies, and the first batch was ruined, and so the second batch came out great. The last page is this one, and I just did bullet points of different things, like at work, you know, the heat, and then I talked about favorites from the month, and then I have some stats here, and I do want to find some stickers, and I do have a meme that has Adam Brody from the Nobody Wants This show. So if I find those, I can fill those in and call it completely done, or not. just leave it like that. That's fine too. So that is a look at September. I have loved playing in this journal and I love sharing it with you, and I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing a walkthrough of my September. All right, have a great day. Bye.